Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Not podcast. I'm your host, Heather McMahan. We have so much to chat about. I'm currently on a pseudoephedrine, so I am high as a kite. Today has been one of those days in a great way. So much shit going on. But man, post LA, I am fighting the good fight. And I keep trying to, I really try to be a natural girly. I try to ward it off with the wellness formula that you get at Whole Foods with the horse pills. I try. I try to take the vitamin, all of it, the vitamin C's, the oil of oregano. I've been on the oil of oregano train far longer than you TikTok hoes. But I'll tell you what, fuck, something's trying to take me down, and it's the devil, and I'm not going to let him do it. Okay, I don't have the fucking time to do it because we got a lot on the agenda. We're doing a lot. I got to catch you up on a lot. But if I just hit the deck halfway through this podcast, I want you to know the Sudafed took me down, and I know why you have to show your ID and sign a waiver before you pick up this stuff, because it really does make you feel like you are orbiting, the moon. It's, and I only took one. Dosage said 2, and I said, I don't think I can handle that. You know what I mean? I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. And get me out of here means I feel like I'm crawling out of my own skin. But we're on that Z-Pack. It's just, whatever the fuck's going around. It's fine. It's sinus. It's sinusitis, bitch. I'm on all the anti-inflammatory stuff right now. My face feels as swollen as, my calves after a stand-up show. I'm not well. Wellness update, unwell. But I'm excited to talk to y'all today. This is truly my favorite part of the week. We've had some great interviews on the podcast recently. We had Eliza, we had Becky, but I know y'all have been itching, just chomping at the bits to get an EMMYS update behind the scenes. So let's get into all of the things that have been happening. So I was in LA last week, and thank you so much to everybody who tuned in to the red carpet EMMYS parties. I had such a great time. I love doing the hosting gig, and I have not really, and maybe I have, who knows? I don't know if I've told you all the things that go into actually doing the red carpet, but it is a ton of work. I mean, shout out to all the producers who, Sam and Jim and everybody who runs that side of it. I mean, the preparation and the research that you have to do for all the potential people that you might interview on the red carpet is it's insane. And I've said this before, but I don't have a journalism degree. Okay. I have a theater degree from the University of Mississippi. I just want to be entertaining and be thoughtful and, engaging to these people who are doing far better than I am, who are nominated for shows that I've absolutely auditioned for. But it is a really tough gig. I mean, you're live for 3 hours. There is no opportunity to pee. So if you don't pee before you step on that red carpet and do the glam bot, you're not going to. So you might as well get a catheter put in place because you are standing on that spot just cranking out interviews. But, I'm getting in the swing of things, and I know that for the next couple go-arounds that I'm doing for these other award shows, I just need to, let my personality show a little bit more. I'm trying to just be so respectful towards the artists of asking them the right questions. But I finally had a moment halfway through the show on Sunday. I was like, I need to humanize people. They just want to sit and chit-chat. And man, did I have just a human connection moment. Reese Witherspoon came up with Laura Dern. I mean, 2 of the most iconic actresses on the planet. If you didn't see Big Little Lies, then you don't know what life is. And Reese came up to me, and let me backtrack. I was taking Tatiana photos in the Ritz-Carlton with, because that's where, everybody gets ready before these shows. So I'm in the hotel, and I have to get ready before everyone. So the celebrities show up to the hotel at 1, and I'm already walking to the red carpet, okay? I'm by the elevator taking the most Tatiana slutty photos because my tits were out in this EMMYS dress. And here comes Reese walking down the hall. She's on the phone. She's like, hold on, let me call you back. Hangs up the phone. She's like, big fan. Love everything you're doing. Can't wait to see you at the Hello Sunshine event in a couple weeks. Like, you look gorgeous in the dress. I adore you. Y'all, I almost fell the fuck out. Okay. my hand to the Draper James God. I was like, Reese Witherspoon. And I just had a moment. I've adored her forever. And so then when I'm on the red carpet and I turn around and I see her, and my producer's telling me Laura Dern and Reese Witherspoon coming up, I fanned the fuck out. That's the only way to say it. I couldn't believe I was getting a chance to talk to two women in this biz that I have just looked up to for so long. So I kind of threw my cards to the wayside, and I was like, "Y'all, can we just kiki?" And Reese was like, "Let's kiki. What are we doing? How are we doing?" And there is so much pressure with live television. There's so much pressure to also make sure that you're, as they say, giving the flowers to the nominees. You want to make sure that everybody, that they feel respected. But it was just such a refreshing conversation to just chit chat with the girls on the carpet. And there's so many moments, even with live TV, I kind of like black out and forget, like, oh my God. I'm getting to chit chat with people that I have just really adored and looked up to in this industry, the good ones. But it was wild. It's just a wild gig. And then after you wrap, you go back to the hotel or you go into the Emmys, and you just kind of sit there and you're like, what just happened for 3 hours? I mean, I do a 90-minute show on stage, but it is me controlling the narrative the whole time. When you are doing these live interviews, there's publicists yelling behind you. There's things moving. You don't know, okay, well, we got to go to commercial break quick, or we're doing this, or we're cutting over to somebody over here. Somebody's running late to the red carpet. There's just so many different variables that I cannot control that it has been such a learning curve for me. But it's been so fun. But some other interviews, because y'all always want the tea about how all this works. Well, I'm telling you the tea. I prepared the questions with a team of producers and I have my cards. But again, I'm friendly with a lot of these people. So I'm also trying to find my footing of, again, being respectful and honoring the projects that they've done, but also like trying to get those viral moments and trying to make sure that I'm being entertaining. So I've gotten more confident in what I'm doing, and I'm hoping I can really just let it rip for these other shows, these other award shows, and just really get, the tea that y'all are chomping at the bits for. But I had a full out of body moment. So Matt Bomer and I have been friends on Instagram for a long time. He's been so sweet. Used to like all my old Brenda Carlisle videos. Like, he's just been a doll. I was doing a live segment where I was doing 2 back-to-back interviews. So that means I'm talking to Bowen Yang, who I adore. Shout out to his sister, Yang Yang. We love you, girl. So I'm talking to Bowen, who's one of my favorite people from SNL. I adore him. And then my producer's like, hey, and incoming, you're going to do a live switch. So that means an actor is walking off while another actor comes up. And it is fucking Matt Bomer. When I tell you, I locked into his eyes, I forgot where I was. Okay? My Spanx were just starting to kind of like suck into my crotch. I didn't know what to do. He is so gorgeous, so talented. And Matt, I need to give you a public apology. I don't even think I mentioned the show you were in. I just literally blacked out. He is so good looking, so talented, so handsome, was so kind. And I'm just like, I'm going from Bowen Yang till I turn around, I'm like, it's Matt Bomer. Like my brain and my frontal cortex and my physical body were all in separate places. Like, the hippocampus was in Rancho Cucamonga. My physical body was downtown LA, and then the back lobe was somewhere in Venice Beach. It took a solid 10 seconds to get the whole mind-body connection back together for me to understand that I was standing so close to Matt Bomer. He was wearing a stunning aubergine suit. I mean, just so handsome and was just so kind. And I honestly tripped over my words. I was chewing on my tongue. I think I had a lateral lisp. Like, I could not handle it. So Matt, I want to apologize. I truly had one of those moments where I couldn't believe it was happening. And he's just cool. He's always been so kind. So there are good people. I mean, listen, we're going to get into the P. Diddy of it, all of it. But yes, is Hollywood a cesspool for horrible perverts? For sure. But then there's incredible people in the industry too who just make good shit and are not morally corrupt and good folk. And I got the honor and the pleasure to interview those folks this weekend, and it was wild. But man, when you get done with the red carpet, you just want to soak your toes and like eat a taco, and it's such a high, and it's so fast, but it's fast for 3 hours. I imagine, and I don't mean to be dramatic okay? I don't mean to be so fucking dramatic, but I imagine the adrenaline rush is equivalent to like, when you're a NASCAR driver or you're Formula 1 because those races last 3 hours. Like you're in the car and your brain's just getting rattled around because you got a producer in your ear, the lights, camera, everything's happening. And you're rattled around for 3 hours and then all of a sudden you're just done. You're out of the car, you're sitting back in the hotel room. You've taken off your Spanx and you're just housing a steak quesadilla. And you're like, what the fuck just happened for the last 3 hours? That's what it's like to do the red carpet. Guys, I'm not proud of it, but I'm back on the DCs. That's my thing, okay? When I'm on set, when I'm working, I can't do an iced coffee. It makes me too anxious. So my little pick-me-up treat at, the hour and a half mark in between commercial breaks is a Diet Coke. I'm not happy about it. You're not happy about it. I was off of them for 12 years, and they're sneakily coming back into my life. And I got to lock it up, but I'm having one right now. Because you know what I thought today when I knew I had to take a Sudafed to come do a full work day? You know what's also going to be a nice way to just tip off that feeling of pseudoephedrine? Diet Coke. Anyways, okay. So let's get to it. So what else happened that week? So I was hanging out doing the podcast. I was running around town. And I was feeling really kind of anxious. Not kind of anxious, fully anxious. Run down, really trying to just keep my head on straight the whole week. But it was wild because, I'm rehearsing for the Emmys. I'm studying my note cards, but I also have 16 other irons in the pot. So I'm running across town trying to sell a TV show. I'm going to the podcast studio. I'm trying to network with comedians. I'm doing all these things. It's kind of like, it's really hard to be present in this biz when I guess you're hustling like I am, because it's not like I go to set every day and I get to be present in the work and do the thing. And I hate to sound like heady and artsy and fartsy and whatever, but I truly am wearing 55 fucking hats. Like I feel like I'm at the circus and I am the freak show. But I'm the freak show. I'm also collecting the tickets at the front. I'm also training the elephants. I'm in charge of the tilt-a-whirl. That's how I feel some days. And it is just because there's so many different things that are happening to make the one thing get across the finish line that it can make you feel completely just absolutely out of your mind. But I felt like the Emmys went so well and everybody, worked so hard during the week and we really crushed it. So by the time Sunday night came around after the Emmys, where I could go to the parties and I could just have a couple cocktails. Oh, your girl turned up. So let me tell you about this party. So I got to go to the Disney Hulu party, and I'll tell you what, chef's kiss waltz, you do it right. So anybody who's on, under the Disney family is Hulu, ESPN, FX, ABC, like they're all together under one roof. So, they had a lot of winners. I don't know if you know this, but the shows are winning a lot. So we're at the party and Jen and I go, and you roll up, and when they do these after parties, whether it was the Oscar, Vanity Fair party, whether it's the after Emmys parties, when I tell you they take over like whole city blocks, they build out the wildest party you've ever seen in your life, okay? And they basically built, how do I say this on pseudoephedrine? Heather, hold on, let me do my tapping real quick. I'm tapping my, the tops of my cheeks, right on my chin. I don't know what this tapping is, but it's supposed to make you feel like you're back in your body. Okay. They basically took like the best restaurants in LA and did fake build outs of them. So I want you to imagine being at a Disney after party. It's essentially like being at Epcot, right? Where you could walk around the perimeter of this party and hit all these different fabulous cuisine spots from around the world. They had the best pizza place in LA. They built out a full sushi omakase bar of this place called, I believe it's called the Fish Joint. Best hand roll I've ever had in my life. So not only are you at this gorgeous party, live band, past hors d'oeuvres, I had probably no less than 16 corn angulatis, okay? And that is a very nice, almost pillowy, ravioli type of pasta that we're just getting passed around. So, they're bringing those by on like a dumpling spoon. I'm wolfing those back, handing those back to the, the cater waiter, being like, bring me more. I had one of the best little crabs on toast I've ever had in my life. And then I'm over in the corner getting fresh hand rolls because they have a built out restaurant. It's a mock restaurant. And I'm asking, how we get the production? How long did it take you to build this thing? Like my friend, or and Jen, we wheel and deal together. She's like, Heather, put the hand rolls down. We got to network and talk to people at this party. I'm like, Jen, I need to know how quickly they were able to build this gorgeous white oak sushi bar because this looks just like the place in the valley. So we're working the room. We see the cast of The Bear. And, I get lost in Jeremy Allen White's eyes. He's just, he won the Emmy. Everyone's walking around with their awards. It is wild. And it's so cool because I'm such a fan of television. I'm such a fan. I mean, this is what I've wanted to do forever. I just love being creative and making shit. So to see other people winning and they're walking around with their awards and, I'm just kind of breathing behind them after I've had my 10th corn ravioli. And I'm like, hey, congratulations. How are you? You want to have a cigarette outside? And they're like, please, ma'am, walk away. Walk away. And I'm like, that's fine. I will let you enjoy hanging out with the cast of The Bear. But if you'd like to have a cigarette with me outside, I am willing and able. I mean, just cool. Everyone was nice. Everyone's networking, but Mama was just hitting the hand rolls, hitting the margaritas, another hand roll, another margarita. I was flying high. I saw the cast of Abbott Elementary. I'm like, Quinta, what's up? And she's like, I don't know you. And I was like, that's cool. Send me an audition. I just was trying to chit chat with everybody. I love working a room. I love being in the mix. It's fun. And I really, obviously, the gift bags are great. I got some great gift bags this year. The food, the past hors d'oeuvres were fantastic. But just getting back into the swing of things, being on the carpet, chatting with the folks, feeling like we're cooking with gas, put me in a really great mood. And then I flew back on my flight next to somebody from in the Bear, from the cast of The Bear. We did not speak. I just kind of leaned over like, I too am a star. And they said, please, just, I'm good. No, we never exchanged words, but I tried to look cool with like a baseball hat on and, my faux jean jacket that I got from Rag & Bone. I was like, yeah, I was also at the Emmys party last night. And that did not, that never transpired into a full conversation with them. But they were lovely. I get it. They were tired too and just wanted to chill. Wait, speaking of no chill, Tina and I were flying out to LA, so on our way out to the Emmys. And when I tell you, I rolled an ankle because I fanned out so hard over somebody who was sitting next to us. So we're getting on the plane, and I peep this incredible musician, Andrew McMahan. If you don't know who he is, lead singer of Jack's Mannequins, Something Corporate. And for all of my millennials out there, I know you just got a chill that ran down your spine when you hear Something Corporate, okay? I woke up in a car, like one of the best songs on the planet. So I immediately recognize Andrew McMahan. Now, I turn to him and I go, hey, big fan. He's like, thanks. What's your name? I'm like, I'm Heather McMahan. I spell it McMahan. You spell it McMahon. I know that because you signed a ticket stub when I went to Vans Warped Tour like 20 years ago. And that was my joke. I was like, we might be related, but we're not because I spell mine with an A. And you were like, cool, you're 14. Please back away from the booth. And I have that ticket framed in my office in my house. And I just told him, I was like, listen, I'm not trying to age anybody because, when you go up to female musicians and you're like, I listened to your music growing up, sometimes they get this weird complex about feeling age. But I said, I need you to know that Something Corporate, that soundtrack was was my Taylor Swift soundtrack, okay? Like the way that people relate to Taylor Swift now is the way that I related to something corporate when I was coming up. Those were my heartbreak songs. There is a song by Something Corporate called Constantine, spelled with a K. It is a 9.5 minute, 10-minute song. That was my generation's All Too Well. So when Taylor Swift came out with the 10-minute All Too Well version, we already had that in Constantine, okay? That was my song. There is a part of the song where he's like, and she's coming down the stairs in her underwear. And I remember driving in my sister's 2-door Ford Explorer, just being like, oh, that could be me, but I'm still in junior high. Will I ever have a college boyfriend? I don't know. Like that song is such a pivotal moment in my life. It was at such a pivotal moment of my puberty, of love, of all of those first rush of feelings. I just filled out a bra for the first time. But if you've never listened to that song, I want you to pull your car over right now. I want you to look it up. It's called Constantine with a K, right? Is it with a K? And no E at the end, okay? All right? We love a little wordplay. You know how Taylor Swift likes to be a little funky with the names of her songs? Well, Something Corporate was, the first ones to do it. I want you to download this song, and I want you to listen to it, and I want you to roll down your windows. I want you to light a cigarette or a joint or, just get a pup cup from Starbucks, whatever's going to fill your soul, and I want you to listen to this song. And if you're a millennial and this song speaks to you, I hope it brings back just a flood of positive and like embarrassing emo emotions. That was a part of your life. Like now when you think back, you just want to drive your car off the road. You think about the embarrassing shit you did. You think about the boys that you cried over, the girls that you cried over, and you're just like, skirt. I want to drive my car into the food court at a mall because I just get so embarrassed for what I did in my youth. But also, I wouldn't change a thing. I would not change a thing. But Andrew McMahan was so incredible, and he was so kind. And I think he's doing a cruise. So he's doing a big music cruise. So if you get a chance, you need to go on it. But I really fanned out. It was one of those moments where it was such a piece of my youth. And he still makes incredible music. And his band's back on the road. So check him out. But if you're Something Corporate girly, if you were a Warped Tour girly, you fucking know. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Also, it's so nice when you do meet people that you've looked up to forever and they're also nice and you're like, thank God. I have met a couple cunts down the road, but thank God. Everybody was great at the Emmys and, it was just fun. Had a good time. We're doing so much. I'm excited to be in Nashville this week at the People's Choice Country Music Awards, where that's going to be, dude, we're letting it rip at that show. And what's fun about interviewing musicians in particular, listen, you know what I mean? You don't know if they're going to had a couple bottles of bourbon and the limo over. You don't know if they're on ketamine. You don't know what you're going to get. So it's a lot more fun to interview musicians because they let loose a little bit. They're not worried about their agent yelling at them because a little slip of the nip, sip of the nip on the red carpet is just going to make them even cooler. You know what I mean? It's a totally different ball game than interviewing actors who are desperately trying to figure out what their next role is. So it's going to be fun. And it's also going to be at the Grand Ole Opry House, which is just such an iconic part of country music and a beautiful venue. So I'm pumped. I also get to interview some reality stars. You know what I mean? It's going to be good. And then I'm doing 2 shows at Zanies on Sunday night. So I'm pumped. Those shows are sold out. I apologize if you didn't get tickets. Zanies is one of my favorite clubs to perform at. But it's she's a little girl. She's small. And this is going to be a real fun show. I hate to keep saying let it rip, but that is truly what we're going to be doing. I've written new material, but this is not a polished show. I want to come out. I want to talk to y'all. I want to figure out what the fuck is going on, what the streets are saying. The mean streets of Nashville, the main streets of Brentwood, Tennessee, but we're going to have fun. So come ready to giggle and just be a part of the show because it's going to be a lot of fun. And, have I bitten off more than I can chew in these next 2 weeks? Absolutely. I sure have. And a part of that is I don't know when. I think next week I can make a very exciting announcement about something that's coming out very soon, like within the next 3 weeks. I'm not legally allowed to say anything just yet, but when we say it, you're going to get so excited. And I love teasing. Don't you love it? Don't you love a little tease? Hey guys, in exactly 14 days and 36 minutes, you're going to find out something that you already probably figured out. That's Hollywood, baby. But there's just so much that's going to be happening in the next couple weeks. Like we are going to hit the ground running and we're not stopping till we get to the Golden Globes. And that's what I like to hear, baby. We are back in business. It's wild too, just even catching up with all my other friends. Like everyone's full swing back into fucking T-ball, and everyone's doing their marketing sales and on the road trips and doing the incentive trips. Everyone is back in the thick of it. Summer's fucking over. We are full steam ahead to Christmas, and I hate that. I hate that I'm saying that. It does feel good to be busy. But, all the Halloween decorations are out. We haven't even gotten to October yet. And I feel like, again, it's hard to be present and just, can we enjoy the season we're in right now? Can we take a moment this week to enjoy? I want to enjoy the People's Choice Country Music Awards and my shows in Nashville and just have a fucking honky-tonk kind of week. But then again, in my mind, I'm already thinking, the next shit that's going on next week. And then, what's going on after that. And I'm trying to be in the moment. So I called my doctor and I said, can I get some beta blockers? And they said, sure. So I might take a beta blocker Friday, not during the show, not before the show, just to see if it'll help me stay present. And I did not do a lot of research on what a beta blocker does, but I love a loose pill. Okay. So went to the Falcons game last night, and y'all, when you go VIP to any sort of sporting event, it's like a whole nother world. Thank you to the Atlanta Falcons for giving us the tickets. We are in a suite right behind the goalpost. It was such an ATL experience. Let me walk you through everything. Primo parking. You know how fucking annoying it is to park at an NFL stadium? Right in the front, baby. We get escorted in the house, okay? I'm in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Dirty Birds. We're getting to walk through the underbelly of the stadium. I'm seeing some of the Falcons players walk by. They're sweaty. I can smell the AstroTurf and the steam coming off their giant quads. I mean, I'm horned up, ready for the game. I got a jersey with my lucky number, which is also 13, which just so happens to also be Taylor Swift's lucky number. It's not a coincidence. I've always been a 13 gal. So they made me my own jersey, and we're getting to walk on the field, take photos. Now, there were a ton of rumors that Taylor Swift was going to be coming to this game because it was the Falcons versus the Chiefs. And the Chiefs obviously won the Super Bowl last year, so they're the big ticket in town. But I knew we were going to have a good game. So everyone's rumbling, mumbling behind the scenes. Yeah, we think, Taylor's got a box. We definitely think she's flying in. She's coming in. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I end up on the Jumbotron in my jersey that says 13. Maybe in a fantasy world, in my pseudoephedrine haze, I thought then they're going to cut to Taylor and she's in her suite. And then they do a split screen and we're both just like, yeah, and they're like, billionaire businesswoman and extremely successful musician Taylor Swift, and then they cut to local Atlanta comedian, and it's just me housing chicken wings behind a goalpost, just like, I love the Falcons. I don't know why I thought that was going to be the social media hit that they were going to put on Sunday night television. Well, Taylor didn't. She didn't make it to the game. I mean, she's been busy. Girl deserves a night off. But let me tell you, it was star-studded. So I am sitting in a suite. Okay, get excited. We got Pookie and Jet. All right. And Pookie and Jet, I've known Pookie through the grapevine, through the interwebs of Atlanta for a long time. She also went to Ole Miss. But Pookie and I have been text buddies for a year now, and we're finally getting to meet in the flesh. So not only do I walk into this suite and I see one of the best catered spreads I've ever seen in my life, I'm already excited because I've got a pork slider, we got lemon pepper wings, we got a pork shoulder, a beautiful charcuterie, some nice turkey sammies, a great French onion dip. Like, I'm already excited for what I'm about to consume in my body. And then I look up and there's pregnant Pookie, and it's just ding, 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 ding. Every single part of my brain and heart was just exploding with joy. So I get to give her a big hug and we have a great time. We sit down for the game. Who walks in? Offset, one of the Migos. And he's in our box, a bunch of Braves players. So Jeff's like, oh man, we've got a bunch of NFL All-Stars in front of us, Hall of Famers. I mean, Jeff is just geeking out over the athletes. And I'm like, dude, Cardi B's ex-boy is right behind us. And she gave birth about 10 days ago. Did I want to go over and kind of like, you did our girl wrong? I did. I didn't, though, because he's also been through a lot over the last year. So anyways, next to us in the suite, and it's all open, so you can just kind of reach out and touch a friend. Okay, you ready for this ATL royalty? Little John, T.I., 2 Chainz, the incredible Candy Burris, okay, from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and from her many music ventures. Then this was just the great like random bullet in the chamber. Alex Toussaint from Peloton, who I love to ride with. I'm like, is that Alex? And then randomly Joey Chestnut, aka Jaws, who wins a hot dog eating contest in Coney Island every year on the 4th of July, is there. So he's got his belt on. So I want you to imagine it's like T.I., Candy, Lil Jon, 2 Chainz, and then there's just Joey Chestnut, the hot dog competition guy. So apparently it was free hot dog night at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So at any point during, the commercial breaks, they would put on the Jumbotron. It was like 2-for-1 hot dogs, free hot dogs. Your boy Arthur Blank, who owns the Falcons and the stadium, was like, all you can eat. Just show up, get your dogs. So that's why Joey Chestnut's there, because at one point they had him do a hot dog eating contest. And so they keep panning to people chowing down on hot dogs, chugging beers. And then I realize that Joey Chestnut leaves the suite. I'm like, oh, they just pulled him. I saw a producer pull him. I guarantee at this next commercial break, he's about to just chow down dogs. Now, I got to be honest with you. I've literally, no pun intended, I've never been able to stomach watching gluttonous hot dog eating. I don't find joy in it. I don't find it competitive and fun and exciting. It's the same way I think I feel about cage fighting, like UFC. It's just, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I look away. What I did want to see, though, is what Joey Chestnut did after he devoured like 10 hot dogs in 10 seconds. Okay, something insane. Boy comes back to the suite, cracks open 2 Bud Lights, and is just hitting brew dogs like nothing happened. If I have one pig in a blanket and like one, I don't know, high noon, a seltzer, I am literally in the corner just burping and like kind of hitting my chest aggressively for the next 45 minutes. I don't know what kind of routine this guy does. I don't know if he's on the Maalox, the Nexium. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he also then eats the hot dogs and pulls the trigger. I had a notes app open on my phone with follow-up questions to ask him how he fucking consumes all of these wieners. And then I saw him come back and kick his feet up to watch the rest of the game, and he had 2 beers in his hands, and I was like, you know what? I think that one, I don't want answers to these questions. And this dude is such a professional. I just want to let him sit back. He had his golden belt on that he clearly, wins every year at the hot dog eating contest. And he's just drinking his beers like nothing fucking happened. Meanwhile, I had a 4th a cup of the buffalo chicken dip that was fucking delicious from the suite. And I literally, Jeff's like, you have to turn your head the other way because your acid reflux is so bad. I got Pookie and Jet in front of me. Pookie's pregnant. I'm trying not to burp over her head. The makeup's flawless. Her blowout looks great. I'm enjoying the game, but every 3 seconds, it's a little, I was getting a little tickle in the throat. But I just was surrounded by ATL royalty. And it felt like truly one of those moments where this is going to sound so fucked up and cheesy, but I was like, dude, we've arrived. Like when your hometown sports team acknowledges you as a breathing person, we've arrived. And the NFL posted a photo of me, like celebs at the game, whatever. Again, I don't consider myself a celeb. I'm just a comedian who's in your fucking face all the time. And of course, I love going to the comments. People are like, who's this bitch? Who is she? Never heard of her. Never heard of her. And Erin Andrews, my girl, Erin always comes to support. She's like, reposting is like, hell yeah, Heather, at the NFL games, our sports queen. And I'm just like, thank you, Erin. I love you. But it was just great. It was one of those moments sitting there. You got T.I. right to your right. You got Offset behind you. I got Pookie and Jet. I got randomly Jaws, Joey Chestnut. And I'm like, he's not even from Atlanta, I don't think. And I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here? And we almost won the game, and then we did not. But that's okay. We were laughing our asses off. Tina came to the game. She's trying to control Mary Beth because Mary Beth's at the game. Mary got these binoculars. Mind you, we're on the fucking field, basically. Mary got binoculars so she could zoom in on Travis Kelce's fine ass. And I'll tell you what, no disrespect to Miss Swift, because that is yo man. You know what I mean? That is yo man. But we definitely wanted to get a little zoom in, a little peep of that fine ass. And, the binoculars were $20. They weren't even working. I think it made the players look smaller. And we were just laughing our asses off, having the best fucking time. And Mary Beth goes up to the Braves players and she's like, my son loves y'all. Can I get a photo? My son's going to think I'm so cool. Meanwhile, Mary's in a crop top. She's been doing the Pilates hard. She looks hotter than anything. And I'm like, Mary, you could have flirted with these Braves players, but instead you're like, my son's going to love a photo with you guys. So just, John, if you hear this, John is Mary's husband. She's a good woman. You know what I mean? What is that? Okay, ghost. Sorry, there's noises going off in the studio. So Mary's taking a photo with all these like hot Braves players in her crop top, just like, guys, my son loves coming to the Braves games. And I'm like, Mary, don't let them know you have children. She's like, shut the fuck up. But we were laughing so hard and we just had such a night. And then like, if you've never been to a Falcons game in particular, like Atlanta, obviously, we've just got swag. We have more swag than a couple other cities. I'm not going to argue with New York. We get it. We're Brooklyn at. But Atlanta's got Southern swag. I mean, we were literally, speaking of swag, we're doing the surf and swag, dance, and everybody in the stadium's on beat and in rhythm. And that just does not happen in Kansas City. I'm sorry. I get it. Chiefs, good. You win. You do your thing. You got the thing. But you can't surf swag like we can. Your wings are not as good as ours. Do you guys have free hot dogs? I did not think so. Okay? I did not think so. So I don't want to hear it. Anywho, what else was I going to say about that? I just want to say, being there around all this Atlanta royalty, they have no fucking idea who I am. And I'm just sitting there in my jersey and I'm just fucking, in between commercial breaks, they're just playing every fucking Lil Jon song. And I'm like, yeah. And we're just laughing and it felt so good. And I'm very proud to be from Atlanta. Very proud to be from Atlanta. It's a good city. We got our issues, but we have a fucking good time. And that's period. But I'll tell you what. I don't know what I'm going to tell you. I'm supposed to tell you something, but the pseudoephedrine's also taking a dip again. Did we get any of the voicemails? No, we didn't get in. Okay. I wanted to get in the voicemails today, but I apologize. Our voicemail system is down. We've been locked out of it. We've been working on it all day, but we can't get in. So it's just more of me rambling. But man, there's been so much shit that's happened in the last week. I feel like my head's on a swivel. Like, we've just been popping off everywhere. What else is happening? Robin's going on her big girls trip. Robin's going to Ireland. And I got excited because I thought, yeah, Jeff and I are going to have the house alone for a week. But I'm coming to Nashville. Robin has packed. She packed for this Ireland trip 2 weeks ago. Okay, it's Monday morning right now. She woke up with a fucking bee in her bonnet. She's like, Jeff's got to bring my bag down. Jeff's got to bring my bag down. It's too heavy. Jeff's got to bring my bag down. And I can tell she's getting anxious before this trip. And I said, Mom, you're not leaving till Tuesday evening. We will get the bag down. He will place it in the Uber. I got the air tags. I'm going to add to the bag. Calm down. She is so excited. She's been bouncing on her tippy toes. And I am so excited for her to have this experience, to meet some new girlfriends, to just go and let her hair down in, she's half Irish, half Italian. I just want her to take off her little boots from DSW, put her feet in that green grass in Ireland, and just howl at the fucking moon. I am so pumped. And she keeps saying in true Robin fashion, well, you know it's going to rain. They say it's going to rain. I heard it's going to rain. Yes, bitch, it's fucking Ireland. Yeah, it's gonna rain. But you know what? Feel the rain on your skin. Just do it. But I'm really pumped. I'm very proud of Robin for going out and being adventurous and doing a trip with her girlfriends and just, letting that red hair down. I said, Mom, go have fun, but keep your eye on the prize. When you go to the Guinness factory and you do a tour, I need you to slip off to the side. I need you to go find where the HQ is, where the headquarters is. You need to go in there and see if there's an old man with some Guinness money cooking the books in the back. You know what I mean? You slide in with your slim little figure and perky titties, and you just say, who runs this joint? Who's the owner of this place? And that's when you get, you know what I mean, that second vacation home. That's when you get invited on the yacht because you got to find the guy who owns the place. I'll tell you right now, Robin's always said, she said, Heather, never go for the football players. Go for the guy who owns the team. And that is fucking important to remember, ladies. I said, and if not, Mom, if you can't find somebody connected to the Guinness family or Kerrygold butter, you find a fucking leprechaun. And you follow that leprechaun to the other side of the rainbow and you find that pot of gold. And maybe that pot of gold is just female friendship. Maybe at the end of that rainbow is just feeling like you're free and you've let your hair down and you don't have a care in the world. Maybe at the end of that rainbow is, a big dick daddy at a pub somewhere in Dublin. I don't know what that is, but I'm so excited for her to go experience it. She's going for 10 days, meeting new friends. I feel like I'm dropping my kid off at camp. I'm pumped. I'm pumped for her. So, a win for Robin's a win for me. And please, I hope she at least gets a makeout. I think she needs it. And I do feel that my father, while he definitely would never want my mom to be with anybody else, I do think he would not mind a little Irish makeout, Come on, Dad. Let her do it. Let her have a couple red wines, because Robin doesn't drink beer. A couple red wines in a cozy pub because it's raining. Just make out with a nice, rich man with a farm that's got pure butter. That's the thing. You go over there, the cream's sweeter, the butter's darker in a gorgeous golden way because it's pure. I mean, anybody who's ever been to Ireland, I haven't been. If I had time in the next week, I really wanted to go over there and surprise Robin and just pop in for like 2 days. I don't know. I don't think I can swing it because we got a lot of shit going on. But man, I'd love to just see her in her element. But I'm dying to go. So I've never even been. But I am really dying to go. But I know Robin's going to have the trip of her life. She's going to come back and she's like, Mom, how was Ireland? The weather, it was kind of rainy. Gorgeous. The people are fantastic. They had a fantastic Zara. I hope that they have a Zara in Dublin. If they do not have a Zara store or like a mid-level H&M, she will panic. I said, Mom, are you excited to tour the castles? Are you excited to take a fabulous, cooking class somewhere out in the Cork County or something out there in the hills of Ireland? And Mom's like, I just really hope they have a good Zara. So no matter what, you can take the woman out of Boston. You can't take the Boston out of the woman. She is so fucking pumped to see how good this Zara is in Dublin. And I love that for her. It is what it is. It's 76. You're not changing her. She wants to go to the art museums, and do that. But she's like, I also want to just hit the Zara and the bar. I go to the bar in Zara. And I hope that when I'm that age, I hope that those are the simple things that just fill me with joy. I got to be honest with you. Even right now at 37, that also would fill me with joy. Finding a great bar and a great Zara, fantastic. If I could go into a Zara now and I knew that they carried my size in store, I would be at every Zara. But I can only shop online. So that's where I am at. But yeah, so Robin's out. So Jeff's like, oh, we're gonna have the house to ourselves this week, get a little freaky in the basement, you know what I mean? And here's the thing, we don't live in the basement. A lot of people think that we live in the basement. We don't. My office is down there, but it's built up really nice. It's a full finished basement because that's a thing we have in the South. We all have finished basements, all right? I know some of y'all who live in different parts of the country that's not a thing. But in Georgia, we hang out in the basement. So, but we were excited to maybe get a little freaky in the main living room, the kitchen. We haven't been able to do that since we had our apartment in New York City. And I just realized Robin's leaving Tuesday night and I'm wheels up Wednesday morning, heading to Nashville. So I said, you might be able to do a quick hand job or a fingering in the laundry room Tuesday night, but I got a full day of work, so we got to wrap this up. But it does feel good. I feel like we're in the good swing of things and shit's happening, and I'm so excited for everything that's about to pop off, and I cannot wait to see your faces. I cannot wait to be back in a club, and I can see your faces, and I can give you little kisses, and we can eat chicken tenders together and have so much fun. And I'm going to have a couple white wines on Sunday because I'll be able to relax because my job at the People's Choice Country Music Awards will be done. And hopefully that's a success and we can check that off. And then Mama on Sunday will be ready to take off my bra, have a white wine, and fucking giggle. And I'll tell you who makes me giggle more than anybody, being back with Becky Robinson in LA. Like, she's truly one of those people in the biz, and I hope you get to see her on the road. Go see her shows. She's truly one of those gals in the biz who's just like a good friend. Like, we really love each other. I adore her. I want the world for her. And I'm, so many of y'all have been going to her shows and saying how much you love it. And I've been seeing her just absolutely crush it, and it brings me joy. And it got me excited about, like, also, us all being on the cruise together, and we're going to have so much fun. I mean, the cruise is going to be so freaking fun. Tina's in the office, and we've been going over stuff for the cruise, and it's going to be so fun. That's what I'm in a good mood right now. The Sudafed just perked me back up, and I'm so ready for fun. I'm ready for Nashville fun. I'm ready for my mom to have fun. I'm ready for Ashley's about to start a huge trial. That's probably not going to be fun, but I hope she wins and does a really good job. So then she can have fun after the serious work. Jeff's playing in a golf tournament. I hope that's fun. I just want to have fun. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm so sick and so tired right now that I am forcing myself to look on the bright side. No, but life's good right now. I mean, I had a little cry last week just because I felt like I was dropping the ball in some areas, but some days you just got to sit down, get a cookie, get a little espresso, take your shoes off, put your feet on a rug or outside in some gravel, collect your thoughts, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and just fucking chill. It's okay what I've had to tell myself is there is so much going on, but it's okay not to panic about the next thing. Just fucking be in the moment and have fucking fun. And that is what we're doing. I had fun last night at the Falcons game. I'm having fun talking to y'all's dumbasses. I even had fun in my attorney's office this morning. He's a hoot and a half. So we're having fucking fun. And if you're not having fun and your whole family just died, I apologize. But remember, fun's around the corner. Okay, fuck. I got to get out of here. Okay. I am so sorry that the voicemails, we've been locked out of the system, but we're going to bring the voicemails back next week because I want to know what y'all have been up to. And if you're new to the podcast, you can always call in 800-213-7503. I hope I gave you enough. I spilled the tea a little bit about the EMMYS and all the parties we've been going to, and we're working the circuit. But I'll tell you, there is nothing more humbling than working your dick off, interviewing all these people, and then going to the parties. And again, I did have one of those moments on the red carpet where they said, tell us your name. And my goal for next year is to be able to go, when I take photos on a red carpet, that nobody has to ask what my name is. They just already know. And I will have you know, hold on, let me just do this for a visual. If you're watching this on YouTube, I do want you to know that there is a publicist holding up a giant sign behind me before I start walking on the red carpet that says this. So publicists hold up a sign and it says my name, Heather McMahan, on a giant whiteboard. And these photographers still say, what is your name? And that brings me so much joy. And so I take my photos on the red carpet and then I go to my little position on the red carpet to do my interviews. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's like to be a fucking star. So anyways, I love you. I mean it. I hope this made any sense. Thank you for bearing with me while I'm on a Z-Pack and pseudoephedrine. But I'm feeling good. I'm going to be ready for this week. I've sweat through this shirt from H&M. But maybe when Robin goes to Ireland, she can get me a new shirt in Zara. You know, maybe the Irish Zara carries bigger sizes. I feel like the girls are a little girthier over there. My people. I'd love to see it. But I hope you're having a beautiful week. Again, call into the hotline. It'll be up next week. 800-213-7503. Stay fun, babies. And remember, go Falcons. Love you, mean it. Bye.